Okay. Yo, what's up guys? Terrell here. Moving the TV again because I'm not getting hit. I'm not hitting this bitch. Yosh. Anyway, what's up guys? This is Sket Dance episode 51 review, which is actually the end of the first season for Sket Dance. Sket Dance has been going for a year, and we're at the 51st episode. Yeah, from what Sam explained to me, most series don't start getting picked up until after their first season, and because Sket Dance is an ongoing series, since 51 episodes is their first season, now people will start messing with it if they want to license it. I kind of do hope it gets a license. But anyways, let's get into the episode. So they decided to end the season with a nice Tsubaki and Basun episode related show, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. The first half is literally Tsubaki and Basun getting trolled. Because essentially what happens is like the student council has to like write on this banner to say congratulations to like, what was it, like the marching band club or some shit. And like, instead of doing it themselves, they intentionally made Tsubaki go and ask the Sket Dan for help. Because, you know, everyone is aware, at least the student council and Sket Dan are aware of the fact that Basun and Tsubaki are brothers. So essentially he ends up showing up there. And you know, back in like the early episodes, he was a lot more threatening when he came in. Like, he still does the same thing he does when he comes in. Which I thought was really funny, because when he walks in, like, everyone is playing with tapes, or like this tape on Basun, Himiko's, and Switch's face. I mean, y'all supposed to be fucking almost 18. Y'all trolling. But he comes in like with his normal demeanor, and Himiko just kills all of that because she's still spazzing on the brother thing. Like, literally the first half of the damn episode, or at least the first half of that portion of the episode, is her fucking trying to make him look more like Basun. Like, and it's like, do we have a wig switch? It's like, and Basun's like, why the hell would he have a wig of my hair? It's like, oh, here it is. It's like, what the fuck, Switch? And so like, they like put on the wig on Tsubaki. They put on Basun's hat on Tsubaki. And apparently to reach Basun's expression, you have to make a dumbass face. And when he made the dumbass face, he looked literally just like Basun. It was hilarious. But essentially what the meat of that part of the episode is actually, it ends up being Tsubaki and Basun working on the whole banner together, while you have like Himiko and Switch on one side looking over them, and like the rest of the student council looking over them, which is pretty funny. And like, literally the entirety of that whole thing with Basun and Tsubaki working on the banner, they're like, oh, we'll just take turns writing the kanji. And the entire time they got like fucking up the kanji they were supposed to write. And so like, when the banner is finished, it's like this ridiculous ass phrase. It's like instead of writing congratulations, apparently like Basun wrote the kanji for God. And like, and so it's like, God, please congratulate. It was like, God, please congratulate the. It wasn't even congratulating, because like Tsubaki was supposed to write half of congratulate, and Basun was supposed to write the other half, but it ended up like Tsubaki wrote all his shit together. So like, it's just like relation, and it's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? So instead of saying like the fucking. I think it was like the choir club. It says like the mixer, and Basun's is like, what the fuck? What are we cheering them on for a mixer? It's a fucking mixer. Also, because they fucked the banner up to the point where it was like Basun had to like embellish a lot of shit and abbreviate a lot of things. They ended up like mentioning Tanabe-san is like congratulating them and like cheering them on, and like, it's like, who the fuck is Tanabe-san? Tanabe-san is a big fan of the mixer, and they had to, like, it was ridiculous. It got to the point where they just had like a really shitty banner that made no fucking sense, and the president and Akata got in trouble because he's a bitch like that. It was a nice episode to see. It's cool to see them working together, knowing that they're both brothers, even though they don't dwell on it too much, and I like that. But my favorite part was probably the second half. which is essentially, if you remember back in the Happy Rebirthday, Boston invited Tsubaki to come over for dinner. That's what this second half is. Tsubaki coming over for dinner at Boston's house. Which is like the most funny and awkward thing. And surprisingly, his sister's a lot more like... I mean, I liked this sister from the few times we did get to see her at the beginning. But like after the Happy Birthday stuff, she's become a lot more prevalent and a lot more fun to see. Because her and Boston are like freaking out. To the point where like the doorbell rings and Boston forgets that it's Tsubaki. So he's just kind of like freaking out. He's like, go get the door. It's like, go get the door, bro. You know who it is. And the nigga gets to the phone, it's like, oh, hey, Switch. Oh, I'm not doing anything. And just walks off. He's like, everybody's like, oh, it's like, that's low, man. And Switch doesn't even fucking talk. How is he on the phone with you? Oh, man. Also, kind of like the interaction between Tsubaki and like Boston's mom. It's like, what's her name? Akane. She's like, he sits there, and you know, Tsubaki's really fucking polite. So obviously, Akane, the way she acts, is just kind of like, you're so stiff, just relax and shit. Also, like another correlation they made between Boston and Tsubaki, when they sit down for dinner after some trolling moments, Tsubaki, now we know from like some of the older episodes that Tsubaki is a picky eater. And yet, like, she's like, is there anything you don't like? And he's like, no, because literally all this shit is his favorite foods. Hinting that him and Boston have similar tastes in foods. Just kind of another brothers correlation. The only other trolling moment I can kind of give you at the beginning is like when he first is reintroduced to Rumi. Rumi tries to act like a mature woman even though she's like, what, 3 years younger than them? And she's like, you seem like a nice person. I was wondering what my bro's bro was like. You seem like a decent person. But if you want to get close to me, you have to stay on my good side. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I need you to go get, like, go bring me sweets. Sweets and candy. I want those. And they just fucking ignore. And it's like, where the fuck is Boston at? And Boston's over there, like, doing, like, exercises and shit because he just didn't know how to deal with the situation. But the dinner conversation was probably one of my favorite things because, like, the dinner conversation, you see how dull of a person Tsubaki really is. It's like, you would think, oh, because he, you know, changed from the incident when they were younger, he would be a lot more of an exciting person. No, Tsubaki is a loner and the nigga just reads books to himself. This nigga read like dictionaries and encyclopedias, and everyone's just kind of like Rumi and Boston are just like dreary. It's like, no, I read atlases too. It's like, dreary. And it's like, well, what the fuck did you do as a kid? Oh, I played video games, pretend. I did the robot shit. And the robot thing became like a thing and it killed me. Where it's like, robot? How do you play robot? You know, you pretend to be a robot. And he's like, which I kind of like how it correlates with the opening. You kept seeing the robot thing in the opening, but you never knew what the fuck that was about. Apparently, it's more of a thing in the actual episodes, but I like how they were on the robot thing for a little while. But other than that, I mean, at the end of it was a really nice scene where we get to see this scene where like Tsubaki is shown what his parents look like finally. Because remember, his parents, the doctor and his wife, didn't know anything, had never met Renosuke. They met Haru, obviously. Sorry. So Tsubaki's never like actually seen his mom or his father in pictures or videos because all the videos Akane has. So you kind of get to see his reaction to the first time he sees Haru, and also Akane makes a reference and explains what the difference between him and Boston is. They're twins to an extent, but what makes them different in the few differences they do have in their faces is the fact that Yusuke or Boston looks more like his father, while Tsubaki looks more like his mom. They even did like that little fade-in shot so you can actually see it. His eyes are totally his mom's eyes and shit. Like, he looks more like his mom. Which I thought was pretty cute. Also, like the fact that, like, if you notice in the opening, they changed the part of the opening where at the end, it would just be everyone kind of like in their pose, but like now, ever since the Happy Birthday episodes, it's literally like a picture of like Renosuke and Haru holding baby Sasuke and Yusuke, even though we know that never happened because they both died. Which You know, Tsubaki's reaction to seeing his parents, he was just kind of happy. I kind of expected him to cry. I don't know why. But I guess they wouldn't let him do that in front of, like... if he had cried in front of Fujisaki, he would have saw some shit. So, I guess that's why that didn't happen. But anyways, like, the dinner ends, and then, like, the last thing we kind of get to see, at least in terms of the last thing in the episodes, are essentially... We don't find out until, like, at the very, very end, but, like, there's a scene where, like, Boston's like, I'll walk you out. And then they're out there for a while, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? The next day, he's kind of like, did you get it? It's like, yeah, I got it. Stop bugging me. It's like, everyone's confused because they don't know. I don't think they knew about the meeting over. Because to me, Himiko takes this, like, family shit so heavy. Which I just find hilarious because we don't never see her parents or her siblings. We know they exist, we just never see them. Which kind of sucks. Even in her flashback, we never saw her parents. So I think it's kind of funny that she spazzes out. But what the thing we get to see is that Boston wanted to take a picture of him and Tsubaki in a picture, and they put it in the house because Akane's like, "Haru Renosuke, did you see your kids?" And it's like, cool. You know, it's kind of cool bringing together moment. I enjoyed it. And then you could tell this was the end of the season because for the credits, instead of using the normal ending thing, they had the party, hallelujah, party. I'm not lying. I love that ending. That ending is awesome. There's also an animated chibi short that's on the internet. If you look it up, like Sket Dance Ending 4, you'll probably find it. Also, the CD cover for that song is weird. It's literally like Switch, Boston, Tsubaki, and Agata, and they have like their tongues sticking out, and it's like this. And they're on like all sides of the DVD. It's really weird. And they're like, their tongues are touching this like circle thing in the middle. But the ending song is actually it's the first opening track. It's like it's not even the first ending track. It's like literally opening one's track placed with like a clip show of like literally every episode. And I thought that was pretty cool. Then it's kind of like, thank you for supporting Sket Dance for the first year. We're on to our second year, and then the preview I want to talk about for a quick minute because apparently we are going to be introduced to Saya as the first season 2 episode. 52 is the introduction of Saya, and I don't know how many of you anime fans know certain things, but from what I've seen and heard, I'll go ahead and spoil 2 things. I think one of these might be a bigger spoiler than the other. The first spoiler is that she is Agata's sister because her name is Saya, but her last name is Agata. Saya Agata. I don't know if the episode is going to reveal that. And the other thing I know is I think she has a crush on Boston. Those are the only two things I know. And the reason why, because in the fucking preview kind of gives that second part away because it's like, the entire time the preview's going on, you see her introduced. You have Switch trolling in the background, but you also have Himiko going, I'm not going to lose to her. Because essentially Saya is supposed to be like, I guess Saya's attitude is going to be very similar to Himiko's. I don't know if she's going to be as spazzy as Himiko is, but... Because one of Himiko's running jokes is that she talks really, really fucking fast. Or maybe that's just her anime counterpart, but she talks really fucking fast. I don't know if she's going to have any weird quirks, but I know she's supposed to be... The way they joke about it, apparently she's going to be like Himiko's rival-ish character. Which would be pretty interesting. Also, they focused a lot on the jiggle physics with Saya. Because you kept, like, when she, like, at the end, at the preview, you keep hearing the boing sound every time her breasts jump. And I'm like, is she a fan service character? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm confused. I don't know if that's just because she's the only other big boob character besides Himiko, even though they don't even talk about Himiko's breasts that much. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. That's just me. But anyways, so we got Saya to look forward to next week and see how she is and how her character is. Also, quick question, what the fuck is up with the owl I kept saying in the preview? It's like random points, they're chatting and shit, and then you keep seeing this fucking owl in the preview. What is up with the fucking owl in the preview? What does that have to do with anything? It's bugging the shit out of me. What's up with the owl? I really do. I'm looking forward to next week, though. Especially because I have very little to watch now, because almost all the seasonal shit I was watching is done. Like, Bakuman's done for now. Ananatsu Dematsu is done. Another's done. and Brave 10's done, and Listen to Me Girls, I'm Your Father's done. Like, there's a lot of shit that are done. So all I have now is like Naruto, Sket Dance, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter. I think that's it, actually. Yeah. In terms of ongoing shows, I only have like 4 shows. Anyways, I'm rambling now. So, also, I have a new ending because they used it at the end of this episode. Instead of it's Sket Dance, you can't do that. It's more now like Sket Dance, we're so awesome. Like, that's some conceited shit, but I like that one. So, anyway, say what you guys thought about this episode. I thought it was enjoyable. It's a good way to end the season, and you know, just give me your thoughts and everything on it. So, this has been the Vlogs Game from your boy Terrell. Sket Dance, we're so awesome, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.